So welcome to our practice of Ashtanga. So we'll go for a good an hour 15 class. So this is a 75 minutes class. Ashtanga method, primary series, bit of a short one, so we won't go for exactly the full one. We'll just still scrap some of the really hard poses, because actually in the primary series there's a few advanced poses, but we'll do as much as we can. We're still into a sort of beginner to hopefully say moving to intermediate, probably still learning. This takes, again, as I mentioned before, this takes years to really learn properly, so there's no rush. Just enjoy the practice. Every time I try to bring in maybe a new aspect or a new asana, something that is just a little bit different. But again, just a quick reminder for the structure of the class for the Ashtanga. We will start warming up the body with the Surya Namaskar A and B. We'll do a little bit less today. And then we move into our standing sequence, which is going to work a bit on balance and neuromuscular connection with the balance. So that's a little bit interesting for some of the poses. And then we'll move into the primary series, which is mostly the seated postures, but we in between have some vinyasas, where you have the option to start strengthening only if you are strong enough and feeling it. It takes a lot on the shoulders, so you don't want to push yourself too hard. Always listen to the body. You can maybe jump back, jump through. I don't know if that's available for some of you, but again, listen to your body. I know that myself at the start, I did strain sometimes the shoulders, wanting to go, and do a bit more than what I was actually able to do at the time. So if you really feel that you don't have the strength, just don't push it. You've got plenty of time. We've got next week, tomorrow, next year, whatever, the whole next year to practice. And then we finish with the finishing sequence, backbends and inversions. Again, caution here on the inversions, especially because being online, I can't see, I can't adjust. You're on your own, so you want to be really careful, making sure that you have plenty of room if you are trying the inversions in the full expression of it. So let's get going. Just closing your eyes for a moment in a seated posture. We'll just open up with an Om chant. You can take the Gyan Mudra, index and thumb together, other fingers straight, palms facing upwards, spine is straight. Just starting to connect with your breath, letting go of any worries of the day, any tension. Exhaling the air out the nostrils, emptying the lungs. We take a deep inhale in through the nose for our Om chant. Keeping your eyes closed for a moment, you can start to connect with your Ujjayi breath, just letting the breath relax and start to find the rhythm within the breath, where your inhales and exhales are the same length. Just a slow, soft, rhythmic breath into the back of the throat. So this is a very Ujjayi breath, or oceanic breath, is a very subtle breath. Pretty much only you should be able to hear your breath, the scraping of the air into the back of the throat, which creates a little bit of heat, so we start warming up the body. Little noise so that you feel the vibration in the glottis. And this breath is going to allow you to have some sort of guide for your practice. As I often mention, whenever you feel the breath becoming irregular or you're becoming short of breath, that's a good indication that you're pushing a little bit too hard, so you can always back off. Again, this is a set sequence, so every time you practice, you get a little bit better, you go a little bit deeper if you feel ready for it on that day. So slowly keeping your Ujjayi breath going. We're coming up to a stand, so we'll start warming up the body with the Surya Namaskar A. So top of the mat in Samastiti, feet together, standing nice and tall. You can bring your hands in prayer position in front of your heart so that you feel your breath. Stay again always connected to your breath, in through the nose, out through the nose. And as you inhale, you can sweep your arms out and up. Start looking up, palms together, looking at your thumbs. As you exhale, folding forward. At the start, you can bend into the knees until you get warm, fingertips to the floor. And as you inhale, flat back, looking forward, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, you start folding forward, forehead towards your shins, stepping your right leg back, plant your hands, left leg back. We move into Chaturanga, lowering your knees, chest, forehead. So nice, easy vinyasa for this first one. Bending into your elbows. You keep your elbows off the floor, pointing back, releasing all the way down onto your abdomen. You point your toes as you inhale. Using your back muscles, you lift your heart off the floor. Exhale, you release, mindfully rolling your spine down, tucking your toes under, pushing on your hands. You stretch your hips back and up, Adho Mukha Svanasana, finding your down dog. So checking your alignment here, we're going to hold for 5 breaths in down dog. So making sure that your hands are spread out just a little bit wider than shoulder width distance apart. So you're pressing nice and strong onto the index knuckle. Index is pointing forward and should be parallel to each other. Pressing all the way to your hips. Soft bend into your knees for this first one. Feet are hip width distance apart, parallel to each other. And you just make sure that you feel your breath. This Ujjayi breath in through the nose, into the back of the throat. All the way back out. So in the Ashtanga method, we find our poses or asanas, and we hold for 5 breaths, just to give time to the mind to become still, to feel the asana. Again, not so much of a performance, but more of a feeling into the body. Last breath. And then on your next exhale, bending into your knees, looking forward, you can step your right leg forward, right between your hands. Left leg to meet. Inhale, lengthening into the spine, halfway lift. If this is too much to keep your fingers on the floor, you can bring your hands on the shins. As you exhale, Uttanasana, folding forward, forehead towards your shin. As you inhale, root to rise, pressing your feet all the way down into the floor, reaching your arms up, fingers all the way up to the sky, palms to touch. As you exhale, you release your hands back down to your heart, and we keep moving with the breath. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Maybe arching back into the spine a little bit more if you feel ready. Exhale, folding forward. Bending into the knees as much as you need. Inhale, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, you fold Uttanasana, stepping your left leg back. Plant your hands, right leg back. Chaturanga, you can keep bringing your knees down if you feel more comfortable. Bringing your chest, forehead down towards the floor. You release all the way down to your abdomen. Point your toes. Inhale. Use your back muscles, lifting maybe all the way up to your Bhujangasana, straightening your elbows. Relax into the shoulder blades, looking up Slowly, mindfully rolling your spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae, tucking your toes under, pushing onto your hands, hips back and up, and you find Adho Mukha Svanasana, your down dog, for 5 breaths. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. 2. Head is relaxed. You can look between your knees or even to your navel. 3. The breath is slow, soft and deep in through the nose into the back of the throat, all the way down to your navel. 4. And we take one more deep breath. 5. Finishing your exhale, bending into your knees, looking forward between your hands. You step your left foot forward, right between your hands, right foot to meet. Inhale, lengthen into the spine, heart forward. As you exhale, you fold, forehead to shins. Inhale, press your feet into the earth, root to rise. Stretching your fingers all the way up to the sky, stretching the front of the body. Exhale, you release, hands back down to your heart. We keep moving along with the breath. Inhale, reach up. So we're going to start building up onto the practice. Exhale, folding forward, you dive. Inhale, lengthen, heart forward, fill up the lungs. Exhale, you fold, plant your hands. You can walk back or jump back, chaturanga. If you feel ready, lowering all the way down in one piece, finding either cobra or up dog, rolling over your big toes, look up. Exhale, stretch back, use your core muscles, stretching your hips back, and you settle down for 5 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. 1. 2. Anytime you find the mind starts to wander around, bring it back to the breath. 3. 4. 5. Bending into your knees, looking forward. You can walk or jump all the way between your hands. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Palms together. We take one more Surya Namaskar A. Still working with the breath. Inhale, sweep your arms, reach up, maybe arching back a little bit more. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, you fold, plant your hands, walk back, jump back, taking a vinyasa, exhaling on the same, or lowering down on the same exhale. Inhale, look up, cobra, up dog. Exhale, use your core to reach your hips back and up to find your down dog. 5 deep breaths. 1. 2. Gently letting the body warming up. Breath is deep into the abdomen to work on the Agni, the fire of purification. 3. 4. And 5. Finishing your exhale, looking forward, bend into your knees, walk or jump. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, rising all the way up, palms together. Exhale, you release. Surya Namaskar B. Bending into your knees, Utkatasana. See if you can touch the floor with your fingers. Keep your knees bent, reaching your arms up as you inhale. Shoulders are relaxed. Exhale, folding forward, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Lengthening into the legs, the spine. As you exhale, you fold, plant your hands, walk back or jump back. On the same exhale, lowering down, taking your vinyasa. Inhale. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Adho Urdhva Mukhanasana. Reaching your right leg forward, right between your hands. So we take Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1, spinning your back heel down 45 degrees, rising up nice and strong, hips, shoulders are squared, reaching your arms up, palms together, looking at your thumbs as you exhale, you release. Plant your hands, step back, lowering down on your exhale. Inhale, look up. Exhale, stretch back, down dog. Other side. Left foot steps forward, right between the hands. Spin the back heel down, 45 degrees. Rise up nice and strong. Virabhadrasana 1. Palms together, look at your thumbs. Exhale, you release. Plant your hands. Vinyasa, lowering all the way down. Inhale. Look up, rolling your eyes upwards, shoulders relaxed. Exhale, stretch back, down dog. Settling into your down dog for 5 deep breaths. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Bending into your knees, looking forward. Walk or jump to the top of the mat, lengthening into the spine, halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, you fold. Bending into your knees, Utkatasana, reaching your arms up as you inhale. Exhale, you release. Coming back, Samastiti. We take 2 more of Surya Namaskar B, bending into your knees, Utkatasana, reaching your arms up, shoulder blades relaxed. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold, plant your hands, walk back, jump back, lowering down on that same exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right leg forward. Vira 1. Rise up, keeping your hips, shoulders nice and squared. Shoulders are relaxed. You look at your thumbs, press your palms together. Exhale, you release. Plant your hands. Vinyasa. Lower down. Adho Urdhva Mukhasana. Stretching back. Left leg forward as you inhale. Rise up nice and strong. Exhale, plant your hands. Vinyasa. 1 breath, 1 movement. Exhale, stretch back. Settle into your down dog. 5 deep breaths. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Walking, jumping forward. Lengthening into the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. Bending into your knees, Utkatasana, reaching your arms up. Exhale, come back up, Samastiti. Last one, Utkatasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, walk back, jump back. Vinyasa, lowering down. Adho Urdhva Mukhasana. Exhale, stretch back, down dog. Right foot forward. Rising up nice and strong, look at your thumbs. Exhale, plant your hands, lowering down on that same exhale. Inhale, roll your eyes upwards. Exhale, stretch back, strong core. Step forward, left foot. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, plant your hands. Vinyasa, last one. Exhale, stretch back. 5 deep breaths. Noticing the body warmed up. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Walk or jump to the top, lengthening into the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. Bending into your knees, Utkatasana, arms up. Exhale, you release. Samastiti, you can bring your hands to your hips. So we're going into a standing posture. So you can separate your feet hip-width distance apart. Padangusthasana. As you inhale, you can look up, straightening or stretching the front of the body. And as you exhale, helping with your hands, you can start to fold forward. You can bend into the knees as much as needed. Getting hold of your big toes with your peace fingers. Inhale, flat back, looking forward. And as you exhale, you start to fold, bending into your elbows. Elbows out to the side. You start bringing your forehead towards your shins. 5 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. Every breath you can start to work towards straightening your legs. Neck is relaxed. 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you inhale, heart forward, looking up, releasing the grip of your hands. Padahastasana, you can lift your feet, sliding your hands, palm facing upwards under your feet. Pressing your big toe out onto the inside of your wrist. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, again, folding forward. Forehead towards your shins. Neck is relaxed. 5 deep breaths. You can keep looking at your nose tip. 2, 3. Knees are bent as much as you need. Pressing your heels into the floor, all the way up to your hips, sit bones. 4 and 5. One last breath. As you inhale, looking forward, releasing the grip of your hands. Exhale, hands onto your hips. Inhale, rising all the way up. Bringing your feet back to center. And now we're ready to get going into Utthita Trikonasana, picking up your right knee, stepping to the back of your mat, extending your arms out. You pivot all your feet all the way around to the back. So I've just turned around so you can see me. You pivot to the back of your mat. Back foot is 90-degree angle, so your right toes are pointing back, arms are extended, legs are nice and straight. And as you exhale, you start reaching forward with your right hand. So we bend at the hip level for Utthita Trikonasana, only going as far down as comfortable for your own body. If you need to keep your hand to dangle onto the outside of your leg, that's fine. If you're not reaching the floor, maybe you can reach your left arm up. If you want to go for the full expression of it, maybe getting hold of your big toe at the front, and you keep opening into the chest, scooping your right hip under, looking up at your left thumb. 2, 3. Breath is deep in through the nose, out through the nose, lengthening into the sides of the body every inhale. 4. Every exhale, you soften into your lower ribs. 5. Pressing your feet into the earth, coming all the way up, arms in T-shaped position. You pivot all the way around, back to the front. Left toes pointing forward, back foot 90-degree angle. And as you exhale, you lean forward. You start leaning forward, reaching forward, and then down outside of the leg, floor, or maybe even big toe. You can keep your right hand on your hip at the start so that you stack your hips, stack your shoulders. If you have no problem into the neck, full expression, lifting your right arm up. You keep looking at your right thumb. 2, 3. You want to make sure you activate your quadricep here to protect your knee joint, lifting the kneecap. 4. One last deep breath. Keep pressing your feet into the floor, activating into your inner thighs. 5. As you inhale, coming all the way up, arms in T-shaped position. And we pivot again all the way around to the back. Now this time you can bring your back foot 45 degrees and you can square your hips, hands onto your hips just to make sure you really square your hips. Legs are still nice and straight. Inhaling, left arm up, Paritra Trikonasana. As you exhale, you can start folding forward. Back is nice and flat, so keep reaching forward with your left hand, your heart. First level, you can bring your left fingertips onto the floor, inside of the foot. If you can go a bit further, maybe you can cross the midline, hand onto the outside of your knee, or maybe outside of your foot, fingertip or hand flat, and you start working towards twisting into the spine. Spine is still nice and long. Maybe you can reach your right arm out to the side and maybe up for the full expression. Again, looking at your right thumb, and you keep breathing. 2. Pressing your front big toe mount into the floor. 3. Pressing your back heel into the floor. 4. One last breath. 5. As you exhale, looking down. Inhale, you come all the way up, arms in T-shaped position, pivoting all the way around to the front. Exhaling, hands onto your hips so that you square your hips, keeping your hips nice and squared. Inhaling, right arm up. As you exhale again, you lean forward. Spine is nice and flat. Taking your variation. Again, don't hesitate to bring your hand to your knee if that's enough. Or maybe all the way to the outside of your foot. Maybe full expression. 2. Deep breath in through the nose. Every inhale, you lengthen, tailbone back, crown of the head forward. 3. Feel the asana into the body along with the breath. 4. One last deep breath. 5. As you exhale, looking down, extend your arms all the way out. And as you exhale, bend into your front knee and you can step forward. Hands in prayer position, very good effort. We keep going. Picking up your right knee for Parasvakonasana, stepping back, wider stance this time, so really wide stance, extending your arms. You turn your right toes towards the back. As you exhale, bending into your front knee. First level, you can bring your elbow onto your thigh or maybe going all the way down with your fingertips or hand flat onto the inside of the foot. Again, you can start with your left hand on your hip or reaching your arm up over your head. Maybe you're reaching forward and you want to form a nice long line of energy from your back heel through your hip shoulder to your fingers, and you keep looking at your left hand. 3. Keep breathing. 4. Keep pressing the outside edge of your back foot. 5. Pressing your front foot into the earth, rising all the way up, arms in T-shaped position, straightening your front leg, pivot your feet. We take the other side. As you exhale, bending into your front knee, folding elbow onto your thigh, or hand onto the inside of the foot, reaching your right arm over your head, so bicep to your ear. 2. Breath is deep. 3. Lengthening from your back heel all the way to your fingers forward. 4. 5. As you inhale, coming all the way up. Again, we pivot to the back of the room, bringing your hands onto your hips. This time you can bring your back knee down. We're going for Paritra Parasvakonasana. Again, hips are nice and squared, reaching your left arm up. As you exhale, you can come into a twist, hooking your elbow to the outside of your knee. You can help with your right hand to push your right hip back. Hands in prayer position. Right elbow right up to the sky, and you start twisting from your navel, opening through the chest, relaxing your shoulders down. If you can go further, you can tuck your back toes, lifting your back knee, and you lengthen from your back heel all the way to the crown of the head, pressing your palms together, and you look up. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the nose. 3. If you can go further, maybe you can open your arms out, left fingertips to the floor, right arm up. 4. And 5. Slowly releasing, looking down, extending your arms, coming all the way up. We take the other side, hands onto your hips, Dropping your back knee. Inhale, right arm up. Exhaling to come into your twist. Pulling your left hip back. Hands in prayer position. Again, you twist from your navel and then shoulders. You start looking up. 2, maybe going further, lifting your back knee. 3, maybe you can go further, extending your arms out, but make sure you don't lose the outside of your knee and tricep. 4 and 5. Slowly releasing as you exhale. Inhale, coming up. Now parallel your feet so that you've got the same stance. Nice and wide, feet are parallel, arms extended. As you exhale, you bring your hands onto your hips. Prasarita Padottanasana A, inhaling, looking up. And as you exhale, trying to keep your legs as straight as possible, maybe just a micro bend into your knees if you need to. You start folding forward, back is flat, releasing your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, lengthen, looking forward. So again, you lengthen from your tailbone to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, you start folding, walking your hands under your hips. See if you can align your fingertips with your toes. Elbows are pointing back, 90-degree angle. Crown of the head is working towards the floor. 3. 4, you keep breathing, looking at your nose tip. And 5, nice and slow, walking your hands back under your shoulders, lengthening into the spine. As you exhale, hands onto your hips. Inhale, rising all the way up. Extend your arms out. As you exhale, hands back to your hips, Prasarita B. Inhaling, looking up. Exhale, folding forward. This time you keep your hands onto your hips so you can help maybe rotating your pelvis forward a little bit more. So this time we're balancing a little bit more in between your toes and heels, since you don't have the help of your hands, but crown of the head is still working towards the floor. 3, breath is deep into the abdomen. 4, every exhale you soften into your abdomen so that you can fold a bit further forward. Crown of the head towards the floor. 5, last breath. This time as you inhale, you come all the way up in one go, extending your arms out in T-shaped position, Prasarita C. You can interlace your fingers behind your lower back, press your palms together, roll your shoulders back, stretch your arms as you inhale, opening through the heart. As you exhale, folding forward, relaxing into the shoulders, letting your arms roll forward, crown of the head working towards the floor. 5, deep breath. 2. Neck, shoulders relaxed, press your palms together. 3. 4. And 5, just like if someone was pulling from your hands, you come all the way up, extending your arms out. Exhale, hands on your hips. Inhale, look up. Exhale, folding forward. Again, flat back. This time you can get hold of your big toes. Inhale, again, lengthen, heart forward. And as you exhale, elbows out, crown of the head towards the floor. 5, breath. 2. 3. Soften into your abdomen, every breath out. 4. 5. Flat back, looking forward as you inhale. Exhale, hands onto your hips. Inhale, coming all the way up, extending your arms out, turning your left toes, stepping forward, hopping forward, palms together in front of your heart. Very good effort. Now, Parsvottanasana, you can bring your prayer position into the back of your heart. If this is too much, you can just get hold of your elbows. Otherwise, prayer position with your pinky pressing into the back of your heart, stepping your right leg back, just a short stance, just about less than 1 meter. Again, pivoting your feet all the way around to the back, keeping your heels aligned, back foot 45 degrees, and you square your hips, square your shoulders, inhaling, looking up. Again, as you exhale, folding forward with your back flat. See if you can reach your right hip back, left hip forward. Look forward, back is flat, lifting your elbows so that you push even more into the back of your heart. 2, keep looking at your big toe at the front. 3, and you start folding at that right hip crease. Again, try to keep your hips nice and squared. 4, spine is flat, so we're not rounding into the back. The aim is not to reach the forehead to the shin, but the aim is to really feel a good stretch into the back of the right leg. 1 more breath, keeping your prayer position into the back of the heart. Inhale, rising all the way up. You pivot all the way around, taking the other side. Again, as you inhale, hips squared, heart up. Exhale, folding forward. Back is flat. Legs are straight, so keep pressing your front big toe, pressing your back here, squaring your hips. 2. So you should be feeling a good party happening into the back of your left hamstring. If not, that means you're not squaring your hips. 3, 4, 5. Inhaling, coming all the way up, stepping forward, and you can bring your namaskar in front of your heart. Very good effort. Feet together. Now, Utthita Astapanagushtasana. So you can pick up your right knee, giving a good hug, knee to your chest. So see if you can bring your shoulders back so that you stand nice and tall. Left hand onto your left hip. First level, you can bring your hand into the back of your knee, or if you can go further, you can get hold of your big toe, straightening your front leg or working towards it. Keep relaxing your shoulders, standing tall, shoulders back, and you want to be dropping your right hip down as much as possible, so you don't want to lean to the left. You just want to have a nice, strong stance. 3, keep smiling, keep looking in front of you for good balance. 4, and 5. You can start nice and slow to open out to the right. Again, keep looking forward for good balance. If you have the balance, maybe you can start looking over your left shoulder. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly coming back, right hand to your hip. Keeping your legs straight, you point your toes and you keep looking at your toes. Lift your leg, lift your leg. Again, hips are nice and leveled. Keep breathing, keep smiling. I know you love this one. Lift, 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 lift. 3, 4, and 5. You release. Maybe shaking your legs. We'll take the other side. So grounding your right foot. Pick up your left knee. Nice and strong into your stance, so try to keep that straight stance. Taking your variation, working towards straightening the leg. Hips are nice and leveled. 2, keep gazing forward. Keep the focus on the balance. 3, 4, deep breathing. 5, slowly opening out to the side. 1, just notice if one side is more wobbly than the other. That happens. 2, maybe looking over your right shoulder. 3, 4, and 5. 5, coming back, hands onto your hips. Keep pointing the toes. More you look at your toes, the more your toes are going to lift. Keep going. 2. You can do this. Keep going, legs straight. 3, 4. You can do this. 1 more. 5. Slowly releasing. Very good effort. Check your legs. We'll just take 1 more standing posture before the Vinyasa. Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana. If this is too much, sole of the foot onto the inside of the leg for an easy tree pose. If you can go further for the full pose, you bring the foot to the hip crease, relaxing your knee. You can keep hold of your right foot with your left hand, or if you have the bind, if you can get hold of your right foot with your right hand. I can't do that, shoulder injuries. And then whichever option, nice and slow, keeping your left leg straight. You start folding forward, right fingertips to the floor if you can, so leg is nice and straight, no bend into the knee. 2, maybe left hand onto the floor. 3, and you start folding forehead towards your shin. 4, 5, last breath, keeping the leg nice and straight. You come all the way up and you release. Very good effort. Taking the other side, again, maybe tree pose. If that's all you can do, you just stay into your tree pose, that's fine. Otherwise, try to get into the best version that you can of this pose. Exhaling, folding forward, keeping the legs straight. If you have your left fingertips to the floor, try to release right fingertips to the floor. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pressing your foot into the earth, rising up. Nice and slow, you release. Coming to the top of the mat. We'll take a Vinyasa, but first Utkatasana. We keep working on the legs, bending into your knees, reaching your arms up. We hold Utkatasana for 5 breaths. Keep looking forward. 2, sinking your hips down. See if you can keep your spine nice and straight. 3, 4, 1 last breath. 5, releasing all the way down. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold, plant your hands, walk back or jump back. We take a Vinyasa. 1 breath, 1 movement. Exhale, stretch back, down dog. Stepping your right foot forward, right between your hands. Spin your back heel down for Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Bending into your front knee, so you try to keep your hips, shoulders squared. You press your palms together, looking at your thumbs, and you keep breathing there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep looking up at your thumbs if you can, straightening your front leg, and you pivot all the way around to the back. Adjusting your legs, your hips. As you exhale, you bend into your front knee, taking the other side. 1, 2, again the hips, shoulders are squared. Keep looking up at your thumbs, bending into your front knee. 3, keep going, almost there. 4, and 5, opening your arms out in T-shape position. You can adjust your stance with your back foot, 90-degree angle for Virabhadrasana 2. Keep bending into your front knee a little bit more, looking at your front hand. Relax into the shoulders. 2. You should be able to see your big toe at the front knee right above your ankle. 3. Keep extending your arms. 4. And 5, straightening your front leg, you pivot to the front of the mat, rebend into your front knee. 2, deep breathing In through the nose, out through the nose. 3, shoulders relax, keep looking at your front hand. So you're working towards bringing your front thigh parallel to the floor. 4. One last breath before we start entering the primary series. 5. And then you windmill your arms down, plant your hands, step back, Vinyasa. One breath, one movement. Exhale, stretch back, down dog. So walking to the front of the mat, crossing your legs so that you can come down into sit. Extend your legs out for Dandasana. Flex your toes. Hands by your hips, fingers pointing forward. You press your hands into the floor so that you lift your shoulders, lift your chest. Roll your shoulders back. Tuck your chin in. 1. So your body is forming a 90-degree angle. 2, you can start to activate your pelvic floor muscles, navel in towards the spine. 3, spine is nice and straight. 4, just one more breath. 5, you can release the chin lock. Inhaling, reaching your arms up. We move into Paschimottanasana, keeping the spine straight, arms in line with your spine as you exhale, folding forward, getting hold of your knees, shins, ankles, maybe your feet, and you keep looking at your big toes. Spine is nice and straight. 2, and we fold at the hip level, relaxing the lower ribs to the thighs. 3, so we're not rounding into the spine, heart forward. 4, one more breath. 5, as you inhale, stretch your arms forward, heart forward, coming all the way up. As you exhale, you release. Hands to the floor, crossing your legs, coming forward, plant your hands. You can walk back, Chaturanga. Going through Vinyasa, as you exhale, come down, inhale, look up, exhale, stretch back, walking all the way forward, crossing your legs, come back down to sit, Purvottanasana, extend your legs, you're going to bring your hands behind you, fingers pointing forward, lean back, heart forward, so this is your first level. Second level, you can take a tabletop, or if you're going into the full pose, toes together, and you lift your hips, keeping your legs straight, you're working your toes towards the floor, and you keep breathing. 2, lift your hips, maybe dropping your head back. 3, 4, keep lifting. And 5, nice and slow, you release. Coming forward. Now you're going to bend into your right leg. Moving into Janu Shirshasana, sole of the foot onto the inside of the leg. Hips, shoulders are squared. Reaching your arms up. And as you exhale, you fold over your left leg. Again, getting hold of whatever you can. You keep looking at your big toe at the front. Again, we're not rounding into the spine. 2, as you inhale, you reach your heart forward. As you exhale, you release your lower ribs to the floor. 3, 4, heart forward. One more breath. 5, again, heart, arms forward. As you inhale, you reach all the way up. Exhale, you release. You can help your knee to come back. Keep your legs crossed. Knees to chest, hands by your side, and you press your hands into the floor and see if you can lift up off the floor. Exhale, you release. Extend your legs. We take the other side. Sole of the foot onto the inside of the leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, you fold. Just getting hold of whatever you can. Keep dropping your left shoulder down so shoulders are parallel to the floor. 2. Keep looking at your big toe at the front. 3. Keep lengthening into the heart. 4. 5. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, you can help your knee to come back, crossing your knees And now coming forward, you can push your hands into the floor, and maybe you can take a little hop back into Chaturanga, lowering down, taking a Vinyasa. Remember, whenever this is too much, you can skip a Vinyasa, walking all the way to the top of the mat, coming down to a sit. Extend your legs. Now we're taking Janushirshasana. Whoops, I'm getting mixed up. Marichyasana. So bending into your right foot, heel as close as possible to your buttocks. Left hand behind you for good support. As you inhale, you lengthen your right arm. And as you exhale, just like if you wanted to get hold of your left foot, you reach forward, again, heart forward. Taking the full expression, you extend your arm out to the side, pivoting your thumb to the inside, pressing the back of your arm into your shin, top of the shin. You bring the back of the hand to the hip. Maybe you can take a little bind. If you have the bind, keep flexing your toes, keeping your hips in contact with the floor. 2, lengthening your heart forward, and you start folding. 3, see if you can keep looking at your big toe at the front. 4, squaring your shoulders as much as possible. 5, slowly releasing, coming up. And you can again cross your legs. Bring your knees to your chest, press your hands, lift up, lift. Exhale, you release. Straighten your legs. We take the other side. Heel as close as possible to your buttocks, supporting with your right hand. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, you lean forward. Reaching out to the side, maybe taking that bind, pivoting your hand. You can get hold of your fingers. Again, lengthening into the heart as you inhale. Exhale, you fold. 2. Keeping your shoulders nice and squared. 3. And 4. Releasing, inhale, reach your arms. Exhale, you release. Cross your legs. You can come forward, press your hands, maybe taking a little jump back, going through Vinyasa. Exhale, stretch back. Down dog. You can walk forward or maybe start jumping forward, crossing your legs, coming down to a sit. Extending your legs. Marichi Si. So bending into your right knee. Again, you can bring your right hand behind you. Inhaling, left arm up. First level, you can just hook your knee or maybe bringing your elbow outside of your knee. Keep flexing your toes, lengthening into the spine, keeping your right hip in contact with the floor. And as you exhale, you come into your twist, looking towards the back. 2, see if you can bring your right hand a little bit closer so that you can keep your spine nice and straight. 3, 4, and 5. Slowly coming back. Again, you can cross your legs, pressing your hands into the floor. If it doesn't lift, keep pressing your hands into the floor. One day it will lift. You got to keep trying. Taking the other side. Left hand behind, right arm up. Exhale, first level, second level. Again, spine is nice and straight. Heart forward, broadening into the collarbones as you inhale, and as you exhale, you twist from your navel and then your shoulders. Looking behind you, you keep looking at your nose tip. 3, 4, and 5. Slowly coming back, crossing your legs. Again, you can lean forward, you can walk back or jump back, taking a Vinyasa. Exhale, stretch back. You can walk or jump forward, coming back to a sit, straight into your Navasana. So you can lift your legs up. First level, either keeping your feet on the floor or maybe shins parallel to the floor, hands on the floor, maybe arms out. 2, Maybe you can bring your legs up. 3. Making sure you're not collapsing into your lower back. 4. And 5. Bending into your knees. See if you can keep your feet off the floor. Press your hands. Lift up. Release. Back into Navasana. 1. 2. Keep lifting your heart. 3. 4. We've got only one more. 5. Bending into your knees. Lift up. Press your hands. Release. Back into Navasana. 1. 2. 3. 4 and 5. Bending into your knees. You can come forward, walk or jump, going through Vinyasa. Exhale. Stretch back, walk or jump back to a sit. Now coming into Baddha Konasana, sole of the feet together. Interlace your fingers. Baddha Konasana A, you can keep your spine nice and straight, shoulders relaxed. Looking forward, 5 deep breath, or if you want to take Baddha Konasana B, getting mixed up with letters, you can fold, bringing your forehead towards your toes without pulling. Just choose the version that is fine for you. 3, 4. One last breath. 5. Extending your legs out. We're taking Upavishta Konasana, so you can spread your legs nice and wide. Whoopsie. Flexing your toes. You can keep your fingers behind you or maybe folding forward if you feel that's available to you. So keep flexing your toes. Maybe you come onto your elbows. Again, you don't want to round. Aim is not to bring the forehead to the floor. The aim is to keep the spine nice and straight so that you really feel the stretch onto the inside of the legs. Back of the legs, glutes. So the minute you start rounding the spine, you start to lose the stretch into the back. So you'll notice when your heart is forward and you start folding at the hip level, keeping your heart forward, the stretch is much deeper. We take one more breath. If you can go further, so either staying there or if you want to go further for a little play, especially if you don't have any neck issues. If you have neck issues, you might want to avoid that one. Getting hold of your big toes. As you inhale, you come up, so you might need to bend into your knees and see if you can balance onto your buttocks, straightening your legs. We're going to hold there just for a few breaths. Keep pulling your heart right up. So you can either stay there for a few breaths, or if you want a little play, we're going to go into Supta Konasana, reaching back, toes to touch the floor, and then see if you can balance and come back up to a sit. And then very slowly, we're going to cross the legs, coming forward, plant your hands. You can walk back or jump back, going through a Vinyasa. We're going into our finishing sequence. Walking or jumping forward to a sit, coming onto your back. So we're taking Urdhva Tandrasana. First level, you can do a normal bridge pose, palms to the floor, so feet are hip width distance apart with your heels close to your buttocks. Press your hands, press your heels into the floor as you inhale. You lift your hips up, arching into the spine, so you want to be pushing into the back of your heart, really arching into the spine as much as possible. Those who know already the full pose can go into the full pose. Otherwise, we're staying there for 5 breaths. Maybe interlacing your fingers behind your back, rolling your shoulders under. If you can go maybe further without moving your feet, you can roll your shoulders under and forward to get hold of your ankles, and you keep breathing. 3, 4, lift your hips out your spine. 5. Nice and slow, releasing the grip of the hands, ankles. You roll your spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae. You can hug your knees into your chest. Give it a good squeeze. And we're going for another round. So now is your chance to try the full version where you bring your palms over your shoulders by your ears, fingers under your shoulders. Press your feet into the earth. If you feel this is too much, you just repeat what we did. Lift up, push onto your hands. You can come onto the crown of your head, readjust, and then you lift up. And we're staying there for 5 deep breaths. 2. Straightening your arms. 3. 4. Very slowly to release, you can tuck your chin in, releasing your shoulders down first, rolling your spine down. You can bring your feet mat distance apart, letting your knees knock together or just knees to the chest if you feel this is better. Before we go for the last round, so feet back to hip width distance apart. If you feel this is too much, you can just come back to a bridge pose, whichever version is better. Otherwise, full wheel Urdhva Tadasana. Lift up. 5 deep breaths. 2. 3. 4. Again, to release very slowly, you can bring the chin to the chest so that you release your shoulders down first, rolling the spine down vertebrae by vertebrae, knees to chest, and you can rock forward to come to a sit. For Paschimottanasana, you can just release your arms by your side. So we're not taking a very deep forward fold here. This is just to release into the whole back from the previous back bend. So you can just rest your forearms by your side. Now you can round your spine to really counter the deep back bend before we go into our inversions. So as usual, if you are not inverting all the way, if you're into the first 2 days of your cycle, you might just want to keep your legs up. So as you inhale, you can come up. Try to keep your legs straight as you come down onto your back and you lift your legs. So this is your easy version, Uttan Padasana. You can just stay there. Or if you're coming all the way into Sarvangasana, shoulder stand, so making sure you don't have a bun to lift the head, otherwise you will injure maybe your neck. So back of the head needs to be able to rest onto the floor so that the neck is long. And you might want to watch this one first because you don't want to turn your head as you try the pose. Palms are pressing down onto the floor, and you're going to lift your legs over your head so that you bring your hips right above your shoulders. You can plant your elbows behind your back. Palms are pressing into your kidneys, lower ribs, and then you straighten your legs. Straightening hips, knees, ankles, right above your shoulders. You should be feeling the pressure of your chin on your chest, and we're staying there for 10 deep breaths. 3. Again, not turning the head. 4. Breath is deep. 5. 6. Legs are straight. 7. 8. Keep your legs straight. You might stay there if you feel this is enough. 9. Or maybe we can go a bit further into halasana. So keeping the legs straight, slowly you can start to bring your legs over your head. Feet don't need to touch the floor.
Legs are straight. If your feet are touching the floor, you can release your hands, interlace your fingers, and you stretch your arms forward, rolling your shoulders under so that you release some pressure off the neck. And you keep breathing deeply in through the nose, out through the nose. Last little adjustment, you can point your toes, top of the feet, pressing onto the floor, keeping the focus of the breath into the throat, abdomen, keep breathing. When you've got a few more deep breaths, very slowly we're going to start to reverse the whole process. So you can release the grip of your hands, keeping the legs nice and straight. You can press your hands flat on the floor, and we reverse the whole process. Going back through shoulder stand, you've got a couple of options. You can either bring the support back to your kidneys, or if you want to work a bit more with your abdominals, you can come back unsupported, hands pressing flat on the floor, coming back to your shoulder stand, and then very slowly working with your core, you can start to roll your spine down vertebrae by vertebrae. Use your core nice and slow. Legs come down last, so you really want to control the descent, keeping the legs as straight as possible. And then we'll find Matsyasana as a counter pose, coming onto your elbows, pulling your heart right up to the sky, drop your head back, coming onto the crown of your head. 1. Keep gazing at your nose tip. 2. 3. 4. One last deep breath. 5. Slowly releasing your spine onto the floor. Take one deep breath here. Rolling over onto your left side, coming up to a sit. You can take an easy cross-legged sit, or if you have lotus pose, or maybe just half lotus, if that's all you can do, that's fine. You take your most comfortable sit, and we're going to finish off with some deep breathing, taking the Gyan Mudra. Again, thumb and index lightly touching together, other fingers straight, straightening your arms, back of the hands into the knees. So pull your heart forward, spine is nice and straight, and you can tuck your chin in, taking a deep breath in through the nose and out the nose. You can close your eyes and you keep breathing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gently opening your eyes. Last pose, Tolasana, pressing your palms by your side, and you're going to lift everything that you have. Lift your buttocks, lift your knees, and you keep breathing. 1. If it doesn't lift, keep pressing your hands into the floor. We're here for 10 deep breaths. If you need to release,
You release, you come back up, 3. You got to keep trying. If you never try, it's never going to happen. It's very hard, but you can do it. 5. I thought was impossible. One day it just came. You will not even know when it's going to come. One day it's just going to come. 7. Keep going. You're doing fantastic. Keep trying. 9. One more, and you release. Very good. You can slowly release. Nice strong pose before we come to complete rest into Shavasana. So you straighten your legs. Maybe give it a bit of a shake. Let your toes drop out to the side. And you can just slowly roll your spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae, feeling the stretch in between each vertebrae to help you relax as you come down. Letting your arms relax, palms facing upwards. Finally you're there, Shavasana. The pose that really allows you to reap the benefits of the strong practice. If you don't have the strong practice before, it just doesn't feel as good. So we've strengthened the body, reset muscle length, worked the breath, worked the mind, challenging body and mind to advance in this transformation, whatever stage you're at in this journey. The most important is discipline and consistency so that you continue progressing. And now you can enjoy a few minutes of deep relaxation. Letting go of the Ujjayi breath. Feeling the body softening, relaxing. The heart rate slows down. The breath starts to normalize, soften and deepen. And now you can really feel the breath deep within your body. Feeling each and every cell of your body vibrating.